Felicity's goblin green cake blazed with candles. It was her 263rd birthday. For a witch, 263 is a very big year. It's the year she grows her first wart, the year her shoes begin to curl up at the toes, and the year she's able to cast her first love spell. Felicity was as happy as a ghost on Halloween, but not because of the warts or the curly-toed shoes. She was happy because tonight she was finally old enough to turn herself into a cat. Felicity couldn't imagine anything in the whole witchy world better than being a cat. Please tell me about having whiskers and seeing in the dark. Is it fabulous? She asked her older cousins. It's good, but flying on your broomstick is better, Wanda said. I like brewing potions more, Willa added. Believe it, brewing is the best, said Woo. Felicity smiled a catty smile. Usually her cousins were right, she thought, but not this time. The sun set and the moon rose. Felicity was so excited she could hardly say the words of the cat-changing spell. Give me whiskers and moonlight sight as I become a cat tonight. My witchy self will now be gone, but I'll return by break of dawn. Poof! Felicity's face sprouted whiskers and her fingernails became razor-sharp claws. She had night vision and 4-paw drive and a beautiful long tail that switched and twitched for balance. With one sure leap, she was over the wall and gone into the night. Felicity raced under the stars. The moon looked so much brighter through a cat's eyes. The wind seemed so much fresher through a cat's nose. The earth moved so much quicker under a cat's paws. The night seemed to pass in the blink of a cat's green eye. But there are rules for just about everything in life, even for witches, especially for witches. For example, only a charmed broomstick can fly. The fresher the newt, the better the spell. And a witch can change into a cat only 8 times and still be able to turn back into a witch. The 9th time, she remains a cat for good. However, rules were not on Felicity's mind the second night. She spent the whole day looking out the window, waiting for the sun to set over the trees, and planning what she would do once it did. When the first stars sparkled in the night sky, Felicity decided to find out how fast she could run on her 4 paws. She burst out the door, racing across the fields and farms and clear through Briartown woods. On the 3rd night, she joined some other cats to yowl at the moon. On the 4th night, she used her strong tail for balance, leaping from roof to roof to roof all over town. On the 5th night, she explored mysterious places, using her whiskers as her guide. And on the 6th night, she prowled about the Gellers' farmhouse, right under their sleeping noses. By the 7th night, Felicity's cousins were certain that she didn't care a whisker about the rules. "Only 2 more nights," Wanda reminded Felicity. I know, said Felicity. Then she leapt out the window after a fat bat. At the first hint of sunset on the 8th day, Felicity's cousins sat her down and looked her hard in the eye. "This is the last time, Felicity," Wanda warned. "The finish," said Willa. "The enchanted end," said Woo. Felicity saw that her cousins were worried about her. She didn't want to upset them. After all, they'd taught her how to fly on a broomstick and cackle with style. "Maybe I'll stay in tonight," Felicity offered. "Good," cheered Wanda. "We can toast newts on the fire," said Willa. "And make toadstool tea," said Woo. But just as Felicity was about to toast her first newt, she felt the whisper of fresh night air coming through the window. It made her miss her whiskers and wish for her tail. It was far too splendid a night not to be a cat. In a flash, she was out the window, moonlight sparkling in her eyes. Wanda, Willa, and Woo shook their heads and scratched their pointed chins. They knew they had no choice, for as sure as brooms fly, at sunset tomorrow Felicity would change herself into a cat again. Then no amount of magic could turn her back. The next morning, while Felicity was sleeping, they whispered a spell over her. "Cats are dusty, hairy, snaky, smell like fish, scary, creepy. Who would want to be a kitty? Surely not Felicity." The next evening, Felicity slumped around the house, drank a glass of milk, and stared sadly out at the moon. "Don't you want to be a cat?" Wanda asked with a secret smile. "Not tonight," said Felicity. She went to bed early. Felicity hardly ate her dinner the next night. "Would you like to take a spin on the broom?" Willa asked. "Too tired," said Felicity. The whole next day, Felicity never even got out of bed. "I think the spell we cast was a mistake," Wanda said. "A bad idea," said Willa. "A magical misstep," said Woo. So as Felicity slept, the witches whispered a spell remover over her. "The spell we cast was a mistake. It really was a boo-boo. Remove our spell from Felicity so she doesn't feel all boo-hoo." Felicity woke up. It took only a moment for the sparkle to return to her eyes. She ran to the window and took a deep breath of cool night air. "What a beautiful night to be a cat!" she cried. "You know you've already changed 8 times, Felicity," warned Wanda. "This will be 9 times," said Willa. 9 spells cast. This will be your last," said Woo. Felicity knew that it was the last time. She knew she could never change back again. She knew she'd miss her cousins, but she also knew one other thing. More than anything else in the whole witchy world, she wanted to be a cat. Poof! And that's just what she became. for more great stories just like this one. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.